all coins are recognized on the Maya protocol. And I think
So
just about, I mean, they have a lot. Is it just about everything's on there or?
no, there's how many? There's probably about 25, I think, something like that. Uh 25 assets on there.
Okay.
And they haven't launched the THORChain aggregator yet. So iJats actually asked, are all THORChain listed coins and tokens recognized by Maya? And the answer is no. Not until they build the THORChain aggregator. Then all THORChain assets will also be on Maya. Um, so
Nice.
once they build their aggregator, and this is actually another cool like little. There's a lot of like interesting little symmetries that are going on here. I was talking about the whole Dex vision and how Hive was born and the mission of Maya. There's another little interesting symmetry that Maya is a friendly fork of the THORChain protocol, and part of their goal is to be a little bit more on the fringe, a little bit more innovative, fast moving. And almost like a you know like very much living like kind of like we're going to integrate things really fast, we're going to try new things, we're going to have experiments, we're going to be trying things like changing the fee dynamics and all sorts of things like that, and a big one being that you can actually bond liquidity units as a node on Maya. On Thorchain you have to bond actual rune. On Maya you can bond liquidity, so it gives Maya a little bit more liquidity efficiency, which I think is a really cool idea. Um, so that's kind of one of the key differences with Maya. But my point is they're launching this THORChain aggregator eventually. I hear it's like a couple weeks away, potentially, and they're it's kind of like Maya is to THORChain what Leo is to Hive in a certain way. Leo has long been on the side of trying innovative things, expanding to other blockchains. And now we just launched this Hive aggregator where now we've connected Hive to the Maya protocol, and now you can do L1 swaps with Hive because of this connection with Leo. So again, a nice little symmetry between, kind of like Leo is to Hive what Maya is to THORChain in a certain way. And I think that's kind of a cool symmetry for us, now that the pool is live and everything. One major
Hmm.
feature that is coming to Maya, if you listen to they had their Mondays with Maya yesterday, is streaming swaps. That's the next major update coming to Maya. They don't have an exact timeline for it, but I'm pretty confident it's going to be sometime within the next 2 months. And when streaming swaps go live, that is going to be a breakout moment for Maya, in my opinion. If you look at the history of THORChain over the last 12 months, streaming swaps went live. And then literally within a few months, we saw record volumes on THORChain. Last month in March, THORChain had their biggest month of volume ever. They did $10 billion in swaps, which is astronomical compared to what they were doing before streaming swaps. Um, and I fully expect the same thing to happen on Maya, where streaming swaps will bring this exponential volume to the protocol. And I already have a vision. I'm a pretty big user of streaming swaps on THORChain, and I have a vision for how we're going to build streaming swaps on LeoDex, and it's going to be incredible. I'm so excited for that, and what it's going to do for volume on all the assets on Maya, the volume for LeoDex as an interface, and then also for Hive, because you'll be able to do streaming swaps with Hive, it is like mind numbing. Like it's really hard to even grasp what is potentially possible with that. And I put it in the post, like imagine that some whale with 10 Bitcoin wants to come in and buy like, 1.7 million Hive, I think was the conversion rate when I calculated that. Imagine that they wanted to do that. Right now, that is virtually impossible. They can go to centralized exchanges and they can slowly add little ladder orders, but the liquidity is so thin on those centralized exchanges. Um, and then they obviously have to move it on chain and they have to do all this stuff. With streaming swaps, imagine a Bitcoin whale coming in and saying, I like this Hive thing. I want a bunch of it. Let me initiate a streaming swap, for $1 million. And then it'll start executing the streaming swap. and slowly buy them the Hive. It's really insane to think about what's possible here as this technology continues to mature, more features are released, and more adoption happens.